Hi. I want to be a billionaire so bad. Buy all the things I never had. For those of you who do not recognize them, the aforementioned are lyrics of the 2010 song Billionaire by Travis McCoy. The song was a hit not so long ago. Not that this is a debate about the song, but let us understand its success. Our society glorifies socioeconomic status. We are subject to sensationalism in all realms of our culture, particularly in that of media and entertainment. Hence, it is unsurprising that we can emotionally connect with a song that encapsulates every man's want of the high life, as it is quoted within. Resolve that money can buy happiness. Today, it is my hope that you will leave feeling lighthearted, as I will prove that, in fact, money cannot buy happiness. Perhaps this will alleviate the money-hungry mantras that we as Americans, as global citizens, have been force-fed. First, I will define key terms in the resolution. According to Dictionary.com, money is any circulating medium of exchange, including coins and paper money. Additionally, it is a measure of wealth or means of payment. Moreover, buy will mean to acquire by exchange, especially in money, or to purchase. Perhaps the most critical term in our debate, happiness, will mean state of well-being characterized by emotions ranging from contentment to intense joy, according to a Princeton definition. The concept of currency has existed since the beginning of civilization. Today, it is paper money and coins that are foundational in our economy, and ultimately the function of society. Given the nation's 2008 recession, we have been sensitized to economic turmoil. If I may, we are more money-grubbing than ever. However, I will present three values that will override the affirmative's presiding arguments. The arguments are majorly overlapping, indicating the depth of the issue. First, wealth and/or financial stability tend to beget materialism, which is second, inorganic, which third, breaches honesty and devalues the human experience. I promise to simplify these ideas if they sound confusing. Sorry. My argument hinges on the detriment of materialism. Materialism being the quote-unquote preoccupation with or emphasis on material objects, comforts, and considerations with a disinterest in or rejection of spiritual, intellectual, or cultural values as defined by Dictionary.com. I would like to clarify my awareness that materialism is not a given with wealth or financial stability. I recognize that. However, it is a practice that could and does tend to ensue. For one, as we accumulate more material possessions and accomplishments, our expectations rise. The deeds that we have once worked so hard for no longer satisfy us. Soon we realize that we need something better and even bigger to boost our happiness. As products of a capitalistic society, we tend to confuse materialism with individual progress. In actuality, it is a toxic practice of overindulging. Above all, when we maintain that money determines happiness, life becomes a constant pursuit of accumulating more, inducing a toxic cycle. The detriment that will ensue leads me to my next point. The concept that money can buy happiness is impure. We are all too familiar with tales of those who use money to fill emotional or social voids, yet end up miserable anyway. According to author Martin Seligman, we are prone to experience a quote-unquote hedonic treadmill, I'll say that again, which is a barrier to raising our level of happiness via finance. The so-called treadmill causes us to rapidly and inevitably adapt to good things by taking them for granted. As we accumulate more, our existing problems are not curtailed, contrary to belief, but actually heightened. According to a premier researcher in the field of positive psychology, Edward Diener, if we struggle to afford good housing, food, or education, both life satisfaction and mood plummets. However, once a person's basic needs are met, additional income does little to raise his or her sense of satisfaction with life. Cue the toxicity of overindulgence. Further, economists declare that people earning above $75,000 in annual income, as Nikki mentioned, actually do not appear to enjoy either more positive effect nor less negative effect than those earning just below that. Ultimately, the concept that money is the solve-all is incorrect and devalues the human experience. My final point relates to the significance of self-honesty and, again, the human experience. As I have previously mentioned, materialism denotes the rejection of spiritual, intellectual, or cultural values. However, these values are intrinsic to our development as people and connection with others. Hence, rejecting them impairs our abilities to process events in our life and can result in unhappiness. This in itself undermines the resolution. As previously mentioned, while income is often thought to be a good measure of happiness and well-being, it has actually been found to be less significant than predicted. Although individuals with higher income levels report overall satisfaction with their lives, they tend to enjoy themselves less on a daily basis and experience greater moments of stress than those who earn lower incomes. Their enjoyment on a daily basis is loosely associated with with their spiritual, intellectual, or cultural pursuits, which are mutually exclusive with capital pursuit. Regarding capital pursuit, we tend to neglect our savoring abilities, generally consume too much, overspend, and live beyond our means. We convince ourselves that money is always a vehicle of happiness when it's really not. In this way, we are dishonest with ourselves and ignore metaphysical or abstract desires that I previously mentioned, while in pursuit of what we think is tangible satisfaction. Here is some food for thought. Economists Betsy Stevenson and Justin Wolfers have concluded that although the U.S. economy has doubled in size since the 70s, overall U.S. well-being has declined. This is our reported well-being over the course of 4 decades, which would not be heavily impacted by our recent recession. I will not formally analyze these trends, but I'll leave you with this information to consider. Conclusively, perhaps what really affects our happiness is our attitude toward money and the way we handle it, not money itself. That said, money cannot buy happiness. Again, this is associated with materialism, which is inorganic, which third breaches honesty and undermines the human experience. Above all, our attitude dictates our well-being. Happiness should be considered the ultimate currency, not our literal finances. A great man once said, "It's like the more money we come across, the more problems we see." That man was Biggie. Stay humble. Please vote negative. Thank you.